Good morning, students. Today we will start the chapter of Moment, chapter 4, in the kingdom of fools. It is believed that fools are so dangerous that only very wise people can manage them. Sometimes, or mostly fools are very dangerous. If people are very wise, they are only able to handle them. Who are the fools in the story? What happens to them? Now, you will read in this story who are the fools and what happens to them. The writer of this story is A.K. Ramanujan. The story is cannot folktale. The story is Kannada folktale. Folk tales are very old traditional stories from a particular place that were passed from generation to generation verbally. It is a story of a kingdom where the king and his ministers were idiots. They ordered all things to be reversed. They decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered people to do day's work in night and sleep in the day. Anyone not obeying was to be punished was dead. So some people, out of fear, as they were asked to do this, delighted the king and the minister. Once a Guru and his disciple arrived in the city, they found everyone asleep during the day. No activity was observed. It amazed them. They wandered till evening. Then the people woke up. They started doing their nightly business. Now the two were hungry. They bought some food items. The price of everything was same, a single dodo. They surprised and delighted him. The Guru realized that it was really a kingdom of fools. Guru leaves the city, but disciple decided to remain there. He asked his disciple also to leave the place, but the disciple did not want to do so for cheap food. The Guru advised the disciple that nothing could be predicted of fools, but the disciple didn't care. The disciple ate to his fill. As a result, he became very fat. One day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He was taking out the stolen things. Just then, the wall of the old house fell on his head. He was killed instantly. The brother of the thief complained to the king about his death. He blamed the owner of the house for his brother's death. The owner is summoned. The king heard the accused. He accused him of killing the thief, but the owner said that he was innocent. He said that the person who built the wall was responsible. The king decided to summon the bricklayer. Now, he accused him of killing the thief. Before the king could order his death, the bricklayer pleaded innocence. He told the king that he would not concentrate while building the wall. A dancing girl moved in the street, so she was responsible for it. Now, the king called the girl. The dancing girl said that the goldsmith was responsible for it. She had given some gold to him. He had to make some jewelry for her. He was lazy. He did not make the jewelry early. So she had to walk up and down the street. So it was Goldsmith's fault. The king now ordered to summon the goldsmith. The goldsmith replied that there was a wedding in the rich man's house. He had to make jewelry for him, so he could not finish the jewelry of the dancing girl in time. Now the king declared the rich man to be the murderer. He was also the owner of that house, but he said that his father had ordered the jewelry. The king consulted his minister. He decided that the owner be punished in his father's place. The king asked for a new stake to be made ready for the owner to die, but the owner was very thin. He could not be executed. The king was worried about it. Then he ordered to search a man who was fit for the stake. He should be executed. The disciple was found fit for the stake. He was brought to the place of execution. The disciple now remembered his wise guru's word. He prayed to his God. The guru had magic powers to see the past and the future. He saw everything. He arrived at once to save his disciple. Now, he told his disciple something in a low voice. The disciple understood this. The guru and the disciple now started fighting. Guru wanted to die first and the disciple wanted. The king asked the guru why he wanted to die. The guru told the king in his ears that their city was unique. This was the stake of God or justice. The stake was new. It was never used earlier on criminals. Whosoever died on it first would be born a king. Whosoever died next would be born as a minister. The king decided to die. He didn't want to lose the kingdom, even his next birth also. So he talked to his minister. The king said that they would go on to stake themselves. Thus they would be reborn as king and minister again. The king and minister went secretly to the prison. They realized the guru and the disciple. They put themselves in their places. So they were taken to the stake and executed. The dead bodies of the king and the minister were taken down. The people mourned their death. They discussed the future of the kingdom. Suddenly some people thought of the guru and the disciple. They were secretly leaving the city. People saw them. They requested them to be their new king and the minister, but they put one condition. It was to change all the old laws. So they changed the laws. So students, you are able to understand this. What is the summary of the story? In this story you have seen